You're listening to the Awkward High Five podcast. You can follow along in your book. You'll know it's time to turn the page when you hear the chimes ring like this.
You were jealous that your husband was stripping Yvette. That's why you killed him, too.
Yes. Yes, I did it. I killed Yvette. I hated her so much. Flames on the side of my face, breathing, heaving breaths, heaving.
But what?
Well, I was waiting for this day.
You don't know what that was?
I do not know what that was. And I didn't think it would happen this soon, but the day has come where you stumped me on a movie clip.
You don't know what... it was short, so maybe if you had more context.
The only thing that crossed my mind, but we used this movie already, so I don't think it could be it.
Well, what is it?
So I Married an Axe Murderer?
No. And did we use So I Married an Axe Murderer? No, we didn't.
Oh, what? Heat Pants Now isn't So I Married?
Oh, we did. Yeah, you're right. You're right. We did.
Do I get a clue or are you going to tell me?
I'll tell you. Give me a second. We're coming in.
All right, let it play. Let it play.
You jump on the song too quick.
I'm sorry.
I made this loop, but it was tedious making this loop.
All right, let it play. Let it marinate.
No, let me just say, welcome to the Awkward Hi-Fi podcast. My name is Devin.
Welcome. I am Richard.
And thanks for listening. So Richie is stumped by the opening movie clip.
You got me.
Stumped. I was going to say, do you want to play 20 questions, but that doesn't really work for a movie.
I waste the shit out of those questions.
Well, you also just, it's a movie. Like, what are you going to say?
I don't know what movie, though. You don't have to tell me any main characters, but give me some clues about the movie, because I have no clue what that is. I can't even think of where anyone's face burns.
I could tell you something like from what the movie is based on, which you would immediately know.
Well, then don't tell me immediate.
Okay, it's an ensemble cast.
Okay. Which genre?
Comedy.
Okay.
They're all comedies.
True.
This is a comedy / mystery.
All right.
Ensemble cast. Some comedians, some on the comedian side, some on the actor side. There's even a punk rock legend is in the cast.
I have a guess, but I don't know where that clip goes in.
Okay. What's your guess?
My guess is Wedding Singer?
No.
All right, because I was thinking Billy Idol on the plane.
No.
All right, never mind.
It's a mystery. A bunch of people in a mansion trying to figure out who done it. There's 3 different endings, and you want me to keep going? You don't know what this is yet?
Is it 4 rooms?
No, not 4 rooms. That was 4 completely different stories.
All right. There's 3 different endings.
3 different endings.
Said, and there's a punk rock legend.
Do you want me to start naming actors?
I guess. I may have not even seen the movie.
Really?
Maybe.
Okay. Martin Mull's in it.
I don't even know who that is.
You don't know who Martin Mull is?
No.
Yes, you do. You totally do. God, I'm trying to.
Do you know if I've seen this movie?
I was guessing that you saw it. I feel like it's a movie. Number one, it used to play on Comedy Central all the time. It's one of my favorite movies.
Okay. Then I definitely should know it.
I'll give you the punk rock guy who's in it. He's in it very vaguely, but Lee Ving, the lead singer of Fear, is in it. Who's the guy who plays Doc from Back to the Future? Why can't I think of his name?
Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd's in it. What's his name from Spinal Tap and all the... God, I can't think of any actors' names right now. But it's based on a board game.
Clue?
Yes, it's Clue.
Oh, okay.
You never saw Clue?
Never seen Clue.
You gotta be kidding me. All right, that's my fault then, because I thought that was a movie that we fucking watched.
No.
That's one of my favorite movies.
We've played the game many of times.
We have. You never saw the movie Clue?
Never saw it.
Watch the movie Clue immediately. It is fucking unbelievably funny.
Well, I get all, you hear all the jokes, so generically that, with the whole Colonel Mustard done it with the candlestick and the study.
but the thing with Clue is, and the reason I actually use that is because I just read an article on Clue, on the movie Clue. Like, it was kind of like a, however long it's been, 25 year, like, synopsis or whatever about it. And I've always loved that movie. I always figured that there was a lot.
I know you've always loved it. And you used to have it on tape.
Oh, yeah.
I remember.
I watched it like crazy.
But I felt like we never popped it in.
Oh, really?
I feel like UHF, it was like, let's watch a movie. And we would look through them all, and then it'd be like, fuck it, let's pop in UHF, baby.
I guess. I guess you're right. That's strange. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Watch it. And if anybody at home has not seen Clue, I think that happened. I think a lot of people were like, well, this movie is based on a fucking board game, so why would I watch it?
I think that's what I thought,
in
too.
the same way that I never saw that stupid Battleship movie. Like, yeah, I understand that.
That's based on the game?
Yeah.
I know that there's a movie Battleship, but...
Yeah, that's based on the game, right? So I get the corniness of it. However, this movie is just take away the fact that it's based on a board game, and it's one of the best written, fastest as far as dialogue and everything goes.
That's good to know.
Yeah, it's great. It's unbelievable.
You know what? Another videotape you always had in the front of all videotapes of a movie I'd never seen, which is going to blow your mind that I've never seen this movie.
Oh, I can't wait.
And it's going to blow a lot of listeners' minds that I've never seen this
Hold your
movie.
minds, listeners. They're about to get blown by RTG.
I hope everyone's sitting down. But I have never seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Really?
Never seen.
Oh, Tim Curry. Tim Curry.
I know he's in it.
Yeah.
I know, but I've never seen
That's
the movie.
the other one I was looking for there. Tim Curry.
And I know I've just disappointed a lot of people out there, but
well, here's the thing with Rocky Horror, and I do like Rocky Horror a lot. But Rocky Horror was more of a. It is a comedy.
It's a musical, right?
It's a musical. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a spoofy kind of thing, But it's also kind of like a. I don't know, like a kind of Broadway kind of thing.
Right,
there's a lot going on in it.
I knew that about it, but I couldn't tell you the plot. I don't know what goes on in that movie.
It's a very good movie. I do like Rocky Horror Picture Show. I don't subscribe to the cult that is, I don't go to midnight showings and dress up like people and stuff like that. Yeah. I think I missed that boat, but it does seem like fun, and I have watched that movie a bunch of times. And especially around the Halloween time. But I think Clue's a better movie.
Yeah. The three movies that I remember that were front runners of your VHS cassettes that were always sitting in the cabinet when we were kids were Rocky Horror Picture Show,
right.
Clue,
right.
and Little Shop of Horror.
Little Shop of Horror is another one of my favorite fucking films.
They were always
time.
The front runners.
And that's weird because all three of those, that's weird that you bring all three of those up because all three of those are comedies, but they're not straightforward comedies.
Uh-huh.
Like Clue is a comedy mystery. Rocky Horror is like kind of a comedy, like kind of horror, weird kind of freak show. And also Little Shop of Horrors is kind of like a comedy, like horror musical. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I like musicals. I don't know.
I mean, Little Shop of Horror I have seen and many times.
Yeah. Little Shop of Horrors is just fucking genius.
Plus it has Steve Martin in there. One of his best roles, right?
Sans the whole My Blue Heaven movie.
Oh, correct.
I think Little Shop of Horrors.
Wow, was it the same three? Was it Moranis, Martin, and was that the same girl that could melt all the stuff?
No.
Oh, okay.
And she was only in it for like 2 seconds.
Okay.
Oh, I guess she goes on a little bit.
Oh, no, the chick that... Oh, never mind.
Audrey.
I thought the chick that melts the stuff is that weird chick from Taxi, but she's not the stuff
No, I don't think the girl. I don't know the actress from My Blue Heaven. Off the top of my head, she might have been in other stuff, but she's not a predominant actress like that. And actually, the Audrey, I know she's been in other stuff too, but she's another one that I don't think really has been in much beside you. Everyone just knows her as Audrey.
Yeah, the voice
from Little Shop of Horrors.
I thought Audrey was. Oh, he names the plant after her?
Audrey 2.
Yeah,
because he's in love with Audrey.
Right. Okay.
But
makes a lot more sense now.
The Steve Martin bit in that, even though it's very short, it's like a little...
Hilarious.
It's like a movie inside of a movie, but yeah. And
how he rides the motorcycle off the building.
and don't forget who's in... the absolute best bit of the movie is who's in the waiting room because he loves pain.
Who is it? I forget.
You don't remember that?
I'll remember when you say it.
Bill Murray.
Okay.
Remember?
Yes.
He's like, come on, baby. He's like, why don't you
Yes.
use that one? Why don't you use that one? And he's
Yes.
like hurting him and everything.
That was a really strange role for him.
It was, well, all his
Yeah.
roles are strange.
Yeah, but I felt like that was a little off the wall. Like, it almost scared me a little bit. Like, is this the true Murray?
I don't think anyone knows
Nah.
the true Murray. Oh, by the way, are you into the future enough that you have Netflix?
Yes.
Did you watch A Very Merry Christmas?
No.
It's fucking weird, man.
Is
but
it?
Yeah, but watch it.
I heard he's been hanging with the Woo. Is that true?
Well, he did that Coffee and Cigarettes movie years ago with them.
With the Woo.
Yeah,
was
that
years
Jim
ago?
Jarmusch film.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yeah.
just catching wind of that.
well, I'm glad you're at least seeing it. But
I'm
yeah,
getting there.
that's a pretty good clip. We could use that as an opener one time. But no, this one's weird. It's a very loose kind of thing, and
You're talking the Murray now?
yeah, the Very Merry Christmas. I don't know. It's just came out, so I don't know how many people at home have seen it yet. So I don't want to sit there and give anything away.
I gotcha.
Not that there's much to give away or whatever, but I'm just saying if you're a fan of Bill Murray, it's worth watching.
So is he classic Murray, or is he kind of off the wall? Where you're like, is this Murray?
He's just old Bill Murray, man. Just
Yeah.
like he's just old and doing whatever the fuck he wants. He's got a bunch of his buddies in the film with him. You know, like George Clooney shows up.
Okay.
And Amy Poehler's there.
Can't front
and
on that.
fucking you know, a bunch of musicians. David Johansen's in the house and fucking what's his name? The California drummer Jason Schwartzman's in, like a whole bunch.
Oh, he's the drummer of that band?
Yeah.
I always thought he was the guitar player.
No, he's a drummer.
I'm finding out a lot in the first 5 minutes.
You-
of the
you
Awkward
are.
High Five. This
Yeah.
is great.
You are.
I'm about to just pick your brain.
Ask me any questions
yeah,
you want.
Seriously, shut the mics off. Let's talk.
We'll play 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Seriously. I did not know he was the drummer. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's the drummer of that band.
Yeah.
But see,
Cool Ethan.
that is why the Awkward High Five. We need to grow a little bit bigger and get a producer, so it's not just me and you. Because I could talk this shit all day, and I know people's faces in my mind, but when it comes to names, I am horrible at
Me
names.
too.
So
Me too.
it comes across on here where I'm like, oh, and that guy from that guy, or I normally will just call them a role that they played in a movie. You know, I won't like say their actual name.
Yeah, I know no one's name.
But I know them. I know all the movies and everything like that. So anyway, yeah, you got to watch Clue immediately. Immediately.
Okay. You know what? At this point, I might put A Very Merry Christmas ahead of Clue because I'm curious about that.
Yeah, I'm not going to say Very Merry Christmas is too funny.
I'm not even looking for
it's
funny.
entertaining.
I'm
And-
just curious.
And also, I'd like to say this, and this has been bubbling a little bit for a while now, and I think
Okay.
I'm finally ready to say it.
All right, bring it out.
And I'm glad that to you, Richard, this is the first person I'm sharing with, and to the listeners at home, and it's taking a lot for me to say this. So I want everybody to really to appreciate that I'm saying this to you first. But I like Miley Cirus.
Really?
I like her a lot.
Kind of upsets me that you just said that.
I think that chick could fucking sing her fucking ass off.
I mean, she's got balls.
I don't know about all her gimmicks and everything because I'm not a 14-year-old girl, so
Gotcha.
so I'm not in that demographic.
But you like her vocals.
love them,
Really?
yeah. And I'll tell you where it started. They did the Saturday Night Live 40 year anniversary, I believe it was.
Sounds like it should be.
Yeah,
around
40,
there.
yeah, because they started in 1975.
Right.
And the kind of theme, I don't know if they meant it or not, but the kind of theme of that show was in my opinion, the best album that came out in 1975 is Still Crazy After All These Years by Paul Simon.
Okay.
And Paul Simon and Mike, what's his name? See, I can't fucking think of his name. Lorne Michaels, the creator of Saturday Night Live, are like best friends. So they kind of had this Still Crazy motif going on. So at the end of the show, Paul Simon came out and actually sang the song Still Crazy.
Why, he must have been maybe their first musical guest?
I don't know. I just know that he's shown up a bunch on that show, and him and Lauren are good friends.
Okay.
But before that, they had Miley Cirus came out, and she did 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover, another song off of that album. And at first,
That's a great song.
great song, and if I can tell you that this fucking girl killed this song, and
Really?
I love that album. It's one of my
And
favorite albums.
I'm not a singer, but that seems like a tough song to sing.
It's not. It's not real rangy or anything
it's
like
no
that.
Unchained Melody?
But it's no, it's not no. But it is. it is there. You have to have a certain feel to it. Like it's a very smooth kind of velvety song, and then the chorus, when the chorus kicks, and the whole song changes. You have to come at it from another angle. I'm not saying it's the most difficult song in the world, but to capture the essence of that song, and she did it. I was amazed by it.
And she didn't compromise the integrity of the original.
No, not at all. No.
Because that could be the worst thing that an artist could do in a cover song of a great song.
Right. No, and that made me think. I didn't really know much about. I know like she's always got her titties out, and I know she's got the wrecking ball and all that shit.
Right.
I didn't really know much about her. I kind of dismissed her as
Hannah Montana.
Yeah. Oh, is that who that is?
Yes.
Oh, see, that's now you're teaching me. I didn't know that.
Here we go. Well, I got Disney all day, baby.
Oh, okay.
You want to know Disney and Nickelodeon? You got the right guy.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. So no, I just kind of dismissed her as like the Iggy Azalea or the latest fad.
Yeah, I got you.
But when I saw that, I was like, this chick, number one, can sing, and she at least knows what's going on, like she at least knows what's going on with music and what to appreciate, because there's no way that you could do that song in the way that she did it
without knowing it,
without already being a fan of that song. You see what I'm saying?
All right.
And then she shows up on A Very Merry Christmas, and she's just doing Christmas songs, and it's kind of appropriate because she looks like a little elf anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But she's just doing Christmas songs, but she's she's murdering these
really
songs. Yeah.
I would like to see that.
So I'm just going to put that out there.
Mm-hmm.
I am a 35-year-old man, and I'm a fan of Miley Cyrus. Hey, I don't know any of her.
You explained it well.
Thank you.
And for anyone with negative criticism, you defended it well.
Thank you.
You defended it well.
Well, that's all there is. Negative.
Because I feel that way about Gaga.
Yeah,
I think she's an amazing singer and performer. I mean, all dresses aside, or whatever you want to, her weird.
Like her meat dress and all that shit.
Right, all that aside, I mean...
I don't give a fuck about that. I've seen David Bowie before.
When she performed at the VMAs, when she did... It wasn't one of her huge smash hits. I think it's called... something about... I'll follow you until you love me.
I don't know. Is it one of the ones...
Paparazzi, it's called.
Is it one of the ones where she's just more like on the piano? It's like more of a singer-songwriter thing, or is it one of the big...
Well, in that performance, she did have a piano solo, but right. I think that's more of a live thing. But it's a slower song. It was one of her singles, but it didn't do as good as like a Poker Face or the other one. But it was one of her singles, and she performed that, and it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable to watch. They even panned through the audience, and they show Puff Daddy, and even though the dude can't close his mouth anyway, it was... It was extra open. Yeah, the dude wasn't blinking. And that's Diddy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Who runs the city. And you know how I feel about Diddy.
Yes, I do.
He's an entertainer.
Yeah, see, I don't, I guess, look, if anybody could sing, then I'm in, because that is a rarity just to begin with, Of
course.
And I'm saying that as one of the worst singers in the world that unfortunately has to sing sometimes. So I appreciate a fucking good singer.
I hear you.
Like Gaga and who's the other one? Well, Christina
Aguilera?
Back in the day.
Oh, amazing.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, she did a little too much of that grunting that singers do. That.
Yeah, well, that's because she tried to get into soul sister thing.
Yeah, the hand wave. Yeah, the diva thing.
So everybody knows, I was just waving my hand in the air at Richard right there.
Yeah, and everyone thought I was crazy. That even you thought I was crazy that I picked Christina over Britney all those years.
I thought, like, back now we're talking about back when we were children and they were popular.
Yes.
Like, when they were, like, fucking
when it was,
chickens.
like, Hit Me One More Time versus Genie in a Bottle.
Right. And we were just rating basically on attractiveness at that point.
Most likely, yeah.
Because when Britney...
But even then, I still picked Christina over Britney.
Look.
Britney was always awkward to me.
When Britney first came out, I don't think there was anything hotter than that. But,
really?
But
I always liked
But what I'm going to say here is I'm going to agree with you. A few years later, by the time she was doing the X-Tina Dirty thing.
Ooh, that video with Redman? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, at that point, she had usurped the whole thing, because not only was she the best actual musician out of all of them, she also, at that point, was, in my opinion, was fucking hot as shit.
Of course. But to me, Britney was always one of those chicks whose, like, chin connects to their chest. Like... She had like a weird gizzard going, you know.
Well,
Even her dance moves were awkward and like forced, and they looked real corny,
right?
You know.
No, I get it.
It was just hard to watch, and to me, that just like took all of her attractiveness away, you know.
People love the Brit; they fucking love her.
Plus, in the words of Jim Norton, that pussy looked like Bill Murray's lip from Caddyshack. It did. Coming out of that limo, that thing was drooping.
I never saw the crotch shot.
Oh, you never saw that thing?
I don't believe so.
Don't even. Because I personally never saw 2 girls, 1 cup.
Wait, was this?
And everyone tells me, good for you.
Wait, so you're equating a young... Is this a young Britney Spears or a now in 30s Britney Spears?
Well, I don't know how old she was
Is
when
this
she got out of that
pre or post children Britney Spears?
I don't know how old she was with that limo shot.
Okay.
Remember that limo shot, the big
I don't.
thing?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, that was like the big thing. She got out of the limo with no underwear on. And
a little vaggie was hanging out?
She showed the Bill Murray lip, and everyone got a picture of it.
Okay.
She may have had a kid. I don't know. But still, that thing was
So either way, you're comparing a young, attractive blonde girl's vagina with 2 girls eating shit on the internet.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say, Bill Murray's lip from Caddyshack with a Ziggy nose. Imagine that.
Does Britney have a Ziggy nose?
No, well, not Ziggy.
You can't really tell from the outside.
Yeah, right. You couldn't tell because it was just a big mess.
I was gonna say,
imagine that.
Did you? I imagine you, if she did have a Ziggy nose, you going on the internet, looking it up, and then playing possum when she saw it just passing.
Oh my God! Right outside the limo, I just would have took a nap. A big old Ziggy nose hanging
right outside the limo, like you're the paparazzi.
See, I would have just laid on the red carpet. Ziggy nose hanging over Bill Murray's lip from Caddyshack. Oof.
I'm glad that you're repeating a Jim Norton joke over and over and over again on our show. But let's try to bring our own jokes into this thing.
True, but I'm saying that's a good description of what that thing looked like. Oh my God. You know, if she was Greek, her last name would be Madropides.
Who? Who's fuck? I hate when you make me laugh that hard because I'm trying to control the show. Who? Well, you don't have to say her name.
Okay.
But wasn't there a girl that used to hang around that you used to call Bill Murray face?
Maybe. But where that originated from was a friend of mine telling me that he took a girl home from the bar, thought she was gorgeous, woke up, makeup all over the pillow, and he said when he woke up and saw the natural face that there was a lot that she had to fill in. So, we started calling her Bill Murray face, and then we started, we even had a nickname for her actual makeup. So I started calling her makeup Bill Phil. So, ladies, if you use a lot of concealer on the face, you can name it Bill because that's considered Bill Phil.
Well, you have to have a crater face, though. That's the thing with Bill Murray is he's got those like fucking,
right.
It looks like the surface of the moon.
But if a girl's got a Bill Murray face, she's going through at least the whole canister of Bill Phil a weekend.
Well, that's the
that's a harsh one.
That's the norm, man. There we are. I mean, fucking. The makeup thing is...
Oh, I thought you were going to say Bell, like Generation Bill Phil.
Oh, no. But I'm just saying the fucking... I can't tell you the last woman that I've woken up next to. I'm a single guy here. I'm around. I'm doing my thing. And with some younger ladies sometimes, maybe a little bit younger than it should be, or whatever. I don't know how to
should be.
No, not by law, not by law.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying I'm a 35-year-old guy. You know what I mean?
I know where you're going.
When you're looking at a decade difference or something, and yeah, the makeup is prevalent.
Yeah, Bill Phil. See, and there it is.
Or it just might be the type of women that I'm dating.
There it is, right there. The other thing where we're opposite ends of the spectrum on that, because I always date women that wear little to zero makeup.
Really?
Yeah. Very.
It's
very
not something.
little.
It's not something that I shoot for. It's just something. It's just something that's
I don't
out
think
there.
That's a prerequisite.
Or maybe I'm just getting.
Hey, how much Bill Phil you got?
Come here. Let me see it. You put on a fucking glove. You just wipe it across her face. Yeah, it's not something that I'm looking for. It's not like, oh man, look at all that fucking makeup on that chick.
Right.
It's just, you meet a girl, maybe a little intoxicated and shit, and you're flirting and you're having fun, and then later on you realize how much, you know what women have down, and for all you women out there listening, I'm on to your shit. I know what you're doing, and it fucking works. There's two things that girls do and it both has to do with the eyes, and it both works. One, the big sunglasses. Right?
Okay, you like that?
Well,
The blinders?
yeah. When the girls rock the big sunglasses, they always look attractive because you take
It has that classy look.
Well, also I think the eyes have a lot to do with if the face is attractive or not. And I'm not talking about the color of the eyes. I'm just talking about like where they are set in and all that stuff.
Bone structure.
And when they rock the sunglasses, it takes all that away. So there's definitely been women I've seen with the large sunglasses and without the large sunglasses. Another thing that women do, and I think they use it in Hollywood a lot, and also pornos, is is they do the real dark fucking makeup, or I don't know what that might be called, mascara, or not mascara.
Yeah, I think it's called the smoky look.
Whatever, around the eyes.
You like the smoky look?
It fucking transforms chicks.
Yeah,
I understand why. I understand why they do it. And the other night, I was at the bar the other night, and I was kind of looking around, just trying to see what was around or whatever. And every attractive girl that I saw in there had the smoky eye going.
Now, how do you feel about the cat eye? Do you like it when they bring?
Well, that's
that
a
to
fucking
point?
throwback. I mean, every girl
they still use it.
I guess. But to me, that's like seeing like an old like a 70s Playboy or something, because we
70s.
Because we were fucking when we were children, that was like the look. I can't tell you how many girls every girl I dated did the cat fucking
eye.
swoop
Yeah, it
thing.
goes back to late 90s, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, they all did. Every single one of them. So I don't know if I was to see a 30-year-old woman right now rocking that. I don't know if I'd really be into it or not. But it has to be done well. I guess.
Done well, of course. And I think by that age they learn to do their makeup, and if they haven't, then they need to step it up at their bill.
The bill fill?
Yeah, step up your bill fill game.
I was actually now that we're talking about women, I was at the bar the other night with my buddy, and he's
that's a good start.
Why?
Women at the bar, buddy.
No, it's not. No,
oh, okay.
No, I did not go home with any women that night.
Okay.
No, but I was just discussing. He's a married dude, a little bit younger guy in his late 20s. And he has his wife is she's actually like away doing shit for work or whatever. But we were talking about just girls who are like into shit that you're into, and his wife is a big video gamer, right? And he's also a big video gamer. And I was like, that is fucking cool, Now I'm not saying like I play video games every once in a while. I'm not saying that I would need a chick who played video games. Or let me give you another example. When the Mets were making their run on the playoffs, I went to one of the Mets Dodgers playoff games with another friend of mine and his wife. Mm-hmm. And his wife was like 8 months pregnant at the time, like about to fucking pop. She's at this game, and at first I was thinking, and I've been to games with them before, but whatever. And at first I was thinking like, oh, that's cool. She's coming out to this game, whatever. But then I look over, and she's actually sitting there with a scorecard, filling out a scorecard the whole time. And I was like,
hardcore.
I was like, wow. Not only does this chick like baseball, but she's not just coming to the game to be like, oh, I look cute in my Mets jersey, and David Wright's hot. She was coming to this game because she's a fucking straight up Mets fan and a straight up baseball fan, to the point where I don't even fill out scorecards. She's sitting there like dudes did in the 50s, filling out scorecards.
She probably has her own fantasy league going.
Right, whatever. But like to me, I've never ever dated a woman like that. I've never had, and I'm talking about. I'm talking about.
You have had a chameleon or two.
Well, yeah, but that's not good.
No, right. You want to have that common interest from the jump.
Right. That's what I'm just saying.
You.
Like if you're a video game guy and your wife is into video games, then that's awesome. Because normally guys, what they get from video games is
that's their escape.
Or it's also, but it's also their wives or their girlfriends will sit there and complain like, you got to be fighting that fucking video game all the time.
Right,
Why don't we watch this shitty fucking movie or whatever, and the same thing with like baseball games. Like I said, most girls go to baseball games, to wear the jersey, and they might like. I'm not trying to sit here and say that girls aren't into baseball or football or any of that stuff. But a lot of girls that I see that go to it it's more of like a social thing, like
I got you. They want to look cute,
right, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But if you're a hardcore baseball fan and you have a wife that's a hardcore baseball fan, and I just started thinking that like that maybe I've been going. Maybe I've been going against what I should be going against my whole life when it came to women, because obviously, my track record with long-term relationships is horrible, and I think most of that is because I just get fed up and I'm just like, I can't deal with this person anymore. You know what I mean? And I think one of the reasons that I can't deal with them anymore, it might be because we don't have a lot of shit in common.
Not a lot of common interests.
Yeah, you know, like, but I don't know, because I dated people. I dated one girl who I could honestly say was like the love of my life and the one that got away, if you want to be sentimental about it or whatever. Mm-hmm. And me and her definitely had a lot in common.
You did.
A shit ton in common.
I could say that from an outsider.
But
very similar people.
Right. We liked a lot of the same music. We were into the same comedy. All that kind of stuff. But there was like I was younger then. I was like in my 20s. Like, you know, early to mid 20s, and at that point I did play a lot of video games, and like she was that person, like she was like, oh, you playing these fucking video games again, you know, and she would get on my case and shit like that,
right.
Instead of just grabbing a controller and hanging out with me or something like that. And then I've also dated girls.
Well, you know, I'm sorry to jump in.
Yeah, go ahead.
But I think when girls play video games, I think they enjoy more of like the sports games.
No.
I can't picture a girl picking up a controller and playing an RPG.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Those fucking girls are out there.
Yeah? Oh, this girl was playing an RPG.
Yeah. Like they're
okay.
Then
I'm wrong. Continue.
But also, I think it's younger girls too. You know, now again, you got to remember we're in our mid 30s now.
Right.
I think a lot of the girls that are now in their like 20s or, you know, early 20s, mid 20s, for a lot of them, you know, have grown up playing video games. It's, you know, whereas we got introduced to video games at a certain age and then started playing video games, it was still more of a guy thing to do.
Yep.
Now it's more of an everything to do. It's just like watching a movie. It's entertainment, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm not, video games isn't the whole point here. I'm just using that as an example.
Right. No. It's a good example.
But then also, I've dated girls who are the complete polar opposite of me. My last ex, we had nothing in common. She liked country music. She liked really bad like rom-com movies, and I like rom-com movies, but I'm talking about like really bad rom-com movies, you know, and shit like that. And I thought, and I said for years, I was
that doesn't sound so good for you, Def.
But let me tell you something. All right. So the chameleon thing was there, but for years I was like, oh, this is perfect. Like for some reason it worked. It was just I think I had gotten tired of dating so many chicks who were into punk rock music and into the same things.
You
that
wanted
I was
your
with.
own world.
I wanted my own world. Like,
I got you.
It was nice that when a band came around that I wanted to go see, I knew that I didn't have to bring her with me. I was going to be able to just go with my friends to see it because there's no way in hell she would want to go and stuff like that.
I got you.
So I thought that was the perfect thing. But that ended up being like over time ended up being like, oh my fucking God, if I hear another fucking, I don't even know what these dickheads names are, but like fucking I don't know, Conway Twitty or whatever these fucking
Luke Bryant.
If I hear another Luke Bryant song, I'm gonna fucking, you know what this girl used to do? She used to get and look, I know I talk about her sometimes, but this is like a fresh situation, and I'm not riding her ass because she's a nice person. I wish her well. Mm-hmm. I'm just talking from my point of view.
Right.
But the chick used to put on the television and put on the 2 country music video stations that just rolled country music all the time.
Yikes.
And when I say country music, I'm not talking about Johnny Cash. I'm talking about this new bullshit models.
Right. We know the girl country you're talking about.
And she would just put it on and then just switch back and forth from it all fucking day.
That is rough.
All day. It was horrible. There was times where I wanted to jump out of the fucking car because, you know, but I'm sitting there going, no, this is cool. No, this is cool. You know what I mean? I guess I'm going to put a ring on that. You know, like, I don't know.
I could learn to like Blake Sheldon.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for when I said Conway Twitty. Blake Sheldon. Yeah. Exactly. Blake fucking Sheldon. Yeah. It was fucking horrible. I think he's one of those spinning chair guys. That's how bad he is. He's one of those. I know Christina is, but look, she can make her money.
Yeah, he's a chair spinner.
But yeah, no. But anyway, so to digress here, is what I'm saying is that I think now, maybe I'm gonna take another approach to finding the love of my life. You know,
just set up video games somewhere and see who picks up controller number 2.
Well, no, just maybe instead of going straight for look, because that's another flaw of mine, and I will admit it.
But that's always going to be the first attraction to a stranger.
I know.
Unless you meet someone through someone and you do the whole getting to know you thing.
Well, you're right. Well, that's my thing.
But when you're going on a whim, you're not going to find a chick that's not so good looking and say, you know what? Maybe we're into the same shit. Let's give it a try.
Yeah, no, right. I know.
That's
you're
a
right.
toughie.
It is tough. But I don't like. I don't want to say I'm shallow, but that has been my whole thing.
Everyone knows how it goes.
I've been willing to put up with shit from women because of their attractiveness this level in my life, and it just hasn't worked out, you know? And I look at people that I know that are like totally head over heels in love with their wives and their girlfriends. They have so much fucking in common, you know what I mean? And maybe or maybe not that, you know, attractiveness is a totally selective thing. Like, you know, again, we talked about this last episode. What you find attractive and I find attractive is completely different.
By the way, I have some great news for you.
Right.
They have come out with artificial freckles that women without freckles are putting on themselves.
I don't need the freckles.
So you might get some girls who are putting on freckles just for the fun of it, and you know that may add some, you know, that may bring the demographic higher.
But isn't that just more bill fill?
No, it's actually like a decal.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I'm not gonna be like, sweet, where'd your It's normally the opposite. The freckles aren't there, and then the next morning the freckles are there. I don't need the opposite where the freckles are there and the next morning they're not there.
They gotta change their freckles. I'll be right out. I'm going for the shoulder freckles tonight.
That is some weird fucking Japan shit if girls are actually doing that.
That is crazy, but it's true. It's happening. Well, anyway.
I don't know, Richard.
I just thought
I need proof of that.
I just thought maybe I'd get you excited real quick.
It's not the freckles, it's the redheadedness.
Oh, okay. Well, usually one brings the other.
But let me tell you from experience, again, like redheaded women, and I'm not saying this badly, you know, in a bad thing.
Have no souls?
No, they're just all fucking. I've never met a redheaded chick who isn't nuts.
Okay.
And I'm not saying I'm nuts, so that's cool and everything. That's fine. But it's just it's another one of those things where it's like we're probably not going to have a lot in common because you're probably going to try to stab me while I sleep.
Yeah.
You know, like sooner or later, like even if you do like video games, sooner or later you're going to try to stab me when I sleep.
True,
you know?
true.
But I'm an idiot because I'll always be like, oh, that chick's so hot, you know. And you think as you get older, you mature more. And I think I'd like to think that I do. Maybe even talking about this now is a sign of maybe going forward, you know?
True, I think it is.
But, okay, so I guess the ultimate question that I'm posing, if I could pull a question out of this whole thing, is would you be able to date a woman that you maybe weren't so attracted to if you guys were like locked into each other as far as like she was the most fun person to hang out with, you guys were like best friends, you liked all the same shit, she got your sense of humor, you got her sense of humor, all that shit?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But I mean, are you talking ugly or are you talking just not my favorite flavor?
No, I'm talking about you personally don't find her physically attractive.
And and that never changes?
Yeah, no, right. For the sake of this argument, no.
Because usually when you're into someone's personality and all things like that,
they become attractive?
become attractive to you. But if she never becomes attractive to me, then that's not going to be enough, Dev.
Okay.
You know?
I'm talking about like a real homely looking woman. You see what I'm saying? So like
so fat?
It doesn't necessarily have to be fat, but maybe what you just wouldn't figure to be the type of body shape or facial features or total package that you would find attractive, you know, that would get you going, let's say sexually, you know?
Well, that has a lot to do with it because if the sex isn't good, you can't, that won't survive.
Right.
You know, that may sound like a shallow thing.
No, I don't believe
it's a very
it is.
important thing in a relationship.
Well, I guess that's what I'm asking is can you get past that and make the sex survive if maybe just seeing her, you know, just her being in her natural whatever might not really get you going. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I couldn't tell you. You know, and I've never been with a chick that would play video. I mean, I'm not a video gamer anyway, but even if I was, I don't think I've ever been with a chick that would play a video game. Actually, my girlfriend now, if I was a gamer, she would probably play with me. We watch football together on Sundays. You know.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. There's a difference to that,
Okay.
and there's a difference to, and that's kind of what I'm talking about. There's a difference to is adapting to the person you're with because you love them and you want to do the things that they like. You know, I'm not.
But there's no adapting. I'm saying this is who she was from the jump.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not like I put on the game and she watches it because she has to. Almost like she puts on the game and I have to watch it because I have to.
Oh, okay,
you
right.
know?
So that's cool.
Yeah, that's it's kind of like that. Even though I want to watch the game, but you know, I don't have to tell her to put it on.
Right.
You know, that's her choice.
Right.
Yeah. So you know, but you know, as far as things like that making, you know, sex better or making them more attractive, I don't find that possible.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know?
It's just a question I'm throwing out there
But
because
it does,
while I'm in this weird date, and in my dating situation is different now than it's ever been because of my age. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
I find it very interesting.
And if I don't, I do too. That's why I'm talking about it. And I hope the people at home do too. If I don't if I ever want to actually start a family and maybe have children, which, I don't know if I do or not. That's not, it's not like I'm sitting here being like, oh my fucking God. Because if that was the case, I probably would have tried to make the last thing work or grabbed the next thing I saw and been like, like people do, like we're just doing this now and we'll be miserable for the rest of our life.
Which I can never understand.
Right.
Such a phenomenon.
So I'm not saying, but if that is something that I do want to do, it's something I'm going to have to do fairly soon. I'm going to be 36 in a few months,
Sperm's on crutches.
I'm pushing 40. You know what I mean?
Your sperm's wearing glasses.
The hair's getting a little thinner up front. I got to find somebody before this Niles turns into a Frasier.
Hey, man, there's dads a lot older than us out there, man. A lot older. But you know what? Your point actually brings up a great story that I'd like to share. I'm pretty sure I told you. I most likely told you, but I'd like to share with the audience.
Oh, please do, Richard.
Only because we're mixing sports and women, so it reminded me of something. But I would like to share with the audience that I do have one celebrity hookup.
Oh, this is interesting.
Now, it's more of a C-list celebrity, but she has been on television on numerous occasions.
Okay.
And I'm sure the whole listening public knows her and knows her well.
Okay.
And
I'm interested in this because I don't know
and
this.
now, I didn't hook up with her because she was at a Yankees game or that she'd pick up the controller, but I did because she's not pretty, but I did hook up with her because she was on TV. I don't know if I'd start a relationship with her, but that is a great conversation piece.
Okay. So let me get this straight. You met a celebrity.
I could give you the whole story if you'd like.
Please do.
All right.
Enlighten us.
All right. It was
Wait, hang on for a second.
We're going, baby.
Inside the mind of RTG.
Welcome, everyone. All right, you've just broken in. You've crossed the threshold. Now here's the story. It was a warm summer day.
Oh.
I would say it was, I'm going with August of 2007, possibly 2008.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure it was 2007.
So you're a gentleman in your late 20s?
Yep. I'm about 27 years old, and I'm on one of the infamous Giordano Boys Out. Because it was a Yankees game.
Yeah, I believe you mean one of the infamous Giordano Boys Night Out.
Night out, but it was day at this point.
Oh, okay.
Because it always starts with a sporting event.
Okay.
So at this particular sporting event, we were at a Yankees game, which of course leads into more drinking, which leads into more bars, which leads into...
Really? 3 drunk, annoying Italian guys at a Yankees game? The hell you say?
Pick us out of... Oh, and one of the funniest things in the world happened about an hour before this happened, but we'll get into that some other day. But,
the suspense.
I know. You'll be thinking about that in your sleep.
Listeners are going to be popping up tomorrow morning like, I got to know what happened.
Gotta know what those 3 boisterous guineas did. No. So we're at the Yankees game. We're sitting there, and we see a female and her younger female friend confused and getting kicked out of their seats and not sure exactly where their seats were.
Okay.
So I lean over to my brother, and I said, you know who that is? That's Paula from The Real World.
Paula from The Real World.
It's Paula from The Real World.
Okay, what Real World season?
Well, now she does all the challenges. She's the ugly, freckly girl that's always crying with the big fake tits.
Paula, if you're listening to this, I don't think you're ugly.
Right, she's not super ugly because I did stick my tongue in her mouth. So she's not super ugly. She's just, she's not my type, let's put it that way, and she's no supermodel.
I just Googled Paula from The Real World. The first thing that came out was Paula from The Real World Arrested, and then the second thing that came up was Paula from The Real World Engaged, and then the third thing that came up was
I'm jealous.
Paula from The Real World Anorexic.
Whoa! Yeah. So Paula obviously has problems. Maybe
I just want to see what she looks like.
Maybe that's what happens. You hook up with RTG and your shit goes downhill. No, I'm just kidding.
Is that her?
Let me see. Yeah, that's her.
I mean, she's definitely got a lot of
Well, she's all tarted up for TV.
Yeah, she looks like there's a lot of bill fill going there.
Yeah, a lot of bill fill.
But I'm going to say she's an attractive chick. Skinny.
Freckly, super freckly in real life.
Okay.
And that's not my cup of tea.
All right, now I'm looking at what seems like a mug shot, and she's got the Papa Shango makeup going on.
Let me see the mug shot.
And
yep, that's her.
That's more what she looked like at the game.
Not so miserable.
I'm still gonna say though, not horrible.
And big fake D-sized tits too.
Okay, great.
All right, so she's there.
Good to know.
She's there with her younger buddy. They can't find their seats. They're lost. This is at the old Yankee Stadium, and mind you, I do not know my way around Yankee Stadium. So my brother's like,
it's just a circle.
well, whatever.
An oval, maybe.
My brother says, go talk to her. You know what I mean? Go talk to her. She looks like she can't find her seat. So, of course, me and my younger brother, being as boisterous, drunken Italian that we are, say, let's go try this out. You know, I said, you get the younger one, I get the celebrity. So we walk over, and we tell them, hey, Paula, you lost? I'll show you exactly where your seats are. Mind you, I have no idea where this girl's seats are.
Right.
So, me, my brother,
right,
Paula, and her friend
are
now walking around Yankee Stadium, giggling, having a good old time, laughing. It's actually turning into a pretty fun moment because she knows that I'm just taking her in circles just to hang out with Paula from the real world, and I have no clue where her seats are. And we're just hanging out having a good time. So, you know, they start calling me and my brother handsome, and they're starting to flirt. So I'm saying to my brother, we might have a chance with these girls, you know? They're actually coming on to us. Not that they're the most attractive, but again, the celebrity factor.
Get it.
That's some conversation to bring to the dinner table.
RTG, star fucker.
Exactly. That, you know, it's something to talk about. So we're walking in circles, but I accidentally find her row, her section, whatever. So she says, oh, here we are. And I was like, oh, there we are. So we say our goodbyes. She's walking away. She's about to go into the, whatever it is, the entrance to go out to the seats from where the inside concessions are. So my drunk self yells to her, hey, Paula, you're not going to give me a kiss? This girl turns around. She runs at me full speed. She jumps up on top of me, wraps her legs around me, and sticks her freckly tongue in my mouth. And that was the first time RTG made out with a C-list celebrity.
That is, wow, man. That is fucking...
Thank you.
That is a hell of a story.
Right? That's one for the books.
No, it's great, yeah.
It's a conversation piece, you know? I wasn't attracted to the girl.
Right.
She wasn't my brand of vodka.
Right.
But hey, you get to make out with a girl from the real world.
Sure.
That's something to tell your buddies.
Sure.
You know?
Well, I'm dying to know what season of the real world.
Well, now she's on all the challenges, so you could probably still see her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I don't care about that. I just care about what season of the real world she's
on. She was
on.
real world. I can't even remember.
Because if it's past 4, I don't think I saw it.
Oh, it was well past 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember. She did a lot of crying.
Oh.
She was always crying.
Really? A girl crying on the real world?
Oh, yeah, a lot of crying. Yeah, weird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but, so that's it.
Okay.
Me and Paula had a moment.
Fuck,
had
man.
a moment.
Good for you. At Yankee Stadium, nonetheless.
At Yankee Stadium. And I had no idea where I was going. So next time we talk Yankee Stadium, you get the funnier story.
Oh yeah, the Yankee
you know.
the story behind that.
Oh,
no, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know the story?
Know.
Okay.
You always assume that I know all these stories, but you got to remember that I have the worst memory on the face of the planet.
True.
Sometimes I'll listen to the story and halfway through I'll be like, I think I know this, and I know that you've told me all of these before, but that's one of the good things about this podcast is in the 5 years that me and you kind of weren't really friends or whatever, I think I drank all the RTG stories out of my brain and now I'm just getting them back again slowly and I'm enjoying them again for the first time.
Oh, that's cool. I get to recycle the goods?
It's like a convenient amnesia. Yeah.
Cool.
Some of your stupid jokes don't work anymore. I remember those, but the stories, I'm just kidding. The stories are great.
I see that you brought back my picture I drew of the footbridge.
Oh, yes.
Do you really enjoy that?
Love
or was that more for the public?
No, I love it a lot.
I was almost dying about Mark's T-Rex arms. I almost peed my pants.
All right, you're getting so inside. You can't do that.
I'm sorry.
Fucking
there is no fourth wall here at the Awkward Hi-5.
Yeah, but people have to understand what we're talking about.
Well, we did post it on Facebook.
Yeah, I posted on Facebook to my friends.
Yes, true.
You can't go on whatever. Anyway, what Richie's talking about is Richie made a portrait a long time ago of what we used to do when we were kids, which is basically sit on this footbridge and just smoke cigarettes and spit on the floor, and it's kind of poking fun at some people, and there's really no way to make it fun on the radio.
It just made me happy that Dev brought it back up, and then it amused him.
Well, it popped up in my remember whatever the fuck that thing is on Facebook where you get your
2 years
your
ago.
memories or whatever.
Yeah,
and
old
and
thing.
I said, this is funny. I'm going to reshare it.
Yeah. I'm the only one that doesn't get those. I guess because I haven't been on Facebook for long enough.
Yeah. No, I get it.
But whatever.
Whatevs. Well, you will. Once your 1 year thing comes up, you'll see whatever
Once
stupid
I get
thing
my
you...
Facebook tenure.
Yeah, totally. You actually did. I put something on Facebook today. I'm doing this stupid thing where it's just, for me, it's more of an exercise in writing.
Oh, the Bad Religion thing?
Yeah, it's just a couple of my...
I enjoyed it.
A couple of my musician friends are doing this thing where they put up an album a day. And they kind of just write a little synopsis of the album and what it meant to them, if it was like influential to them, or if it taught them or whatever, blah blah blah. And I thought it would be a cool writing exercise.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
And whatever. But then you started commenting on it, and you truly are horrible at Facebook. Like,
yes, I wrote the same thing like 5 times. I didn't think it posted
in different places, and then it's like you're basically the same thing as like someone's grandmother on Facebook. Like
True.
You're like, Dev.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Dev, are you there? Are you there? I think I fell down, Dev. That's your shit on Facebook.
Are you getting this note?
Yeah, Richie.
Did you get my note?
You posted 7 times.
I didn't know it went through. Damn computers.
It is dumbfounding how bad you are with computers.
I know, man. Maybe I'll take a class.
No, you won't.
I know I won't.
I know. Why would you even say that?
I don't know.
So before we start wrapping this thing down, because we blew the whole episode talking about women.
We did, huh?
Yeah.
Damn.
No, it's fine. And I still don't really know what I was trying to say about that. I guess to surmise all of that.
Yeah,
I guess
wrap it up.
I guess what I was trying to say is that I'm going to maybe open my horizons or like maybe not be so picky in order to maybe try to find somebody that's closer to the things or maybe start doing more things that I used to do instead. I
was getting excited. I thought you were going to say hook up with a darker chick.
That's on the fucking table.
Yeah?
Hey.
Oh, I gotta find you a goodie.
Just because I prefer the fairer skin doesn't mean that I'm not attracted to darker women. It's just not my number one preference.
I got you.
I'll tell you, be honest with you, man. And I know this is like a rare fucking thing, and a lot of times when you see it in Hollywood, it's contacts and shit like that. But I'll tell you probably what the hottest thing to me ever is.
A dark chick with light eyes?
Yeah, a girl with brown hair and blue eyes. Is fucking, I don't know.
It's like that Northern Irish look.
Yeah.
They call it Blirish because that's the Black Irish.
Black Irish, yeah. Or whatever it is, man. That fucking shit kills me. When I meet a girl who has that going on, that usurps the red hair.
Yeah, you gotta go to Northern Ireland. It's still Irish though.
The redhead thing is more of like I'm not gonna use the word fetish because it's not some like deviant thing, but it's more of like
it's your Rainbow Bright fetish.
Yeah, it's more of like an out there preference, like in all the women that I've dated in my life, all the women I've been with in my life, a small percentage of them have been redheads. So it's not like I don't want the audience to sit.
Yeah, you only do redheads.
Yeah, I don't want the audience to sit there thinking I'm like collecting this gaggle of redheaded women and like pushing blondes and brunettes to the side.
Bleaching the race, Dev?
But that's just a preference, Like if I was going to enjoy some adult movies, I normally would go first looking for a redheaded.
What do you think about that Reagan chick?
I don't mind her.
Really?
Yeah.
She kind of grosses me out,
See,
bro.
that's the difference between two of us.
She kind of scares me.
Oh, well, hey, what are you going to do?
She reminds me of that bowl of barf from Bad Taste.
Dude, I was looking at porn the other day. And there's this chick she's fucking hot. I think her name's Dillian Harper or Dylan. I don't know if you pronounce it Dillian or Dylan Harper or whatever. She's just like
that sounds familiar.
She's just like a short girl with brown hair and like nice body or whatever.
Okay.
A girl that men would be attracted to.
Gotcha.
She's in the pornography business.
That's a plus.
So you could see, so whatever. So I'm watching one of her videos, enjoying the whole situation, and then I started reading the comments and fucking.
That's the best.
Well, right. I mean, like the whole watching porn.
The best is that dudes think they have a chance. Call me.
Yeah, right. Hey, baby. Well, it's the same thing like with Instagram. Hey, baby, you're so beautiful. Really?
Yeah, but that's the best.
Yeah. No, but some funny ass fucking dude wrote on there. Don't you think this chick looks like Seth MacFarlane?
Did she?
And then I looked at her face and she looked, and then from then on, all I could see was Seth MacFarlane with tits.
That's awesome.
Oh, dude, it was so fucking funny. If anybody out there knows the girl I'm talking about, or if you want to get a good laugh, go look up Dillian Harper, whatever her name is.
And she looks like Seth.
Just think of Seth MacFarlane,
the
creator of Family Guy.
I'm checking that. I'm checking that before I watch Merry Christmas. I'm checking that before I watch Clue the movie. That's the first thing I'm looking at.
Okay, that's a good thing. As long as you do all three of those, I don't care what.
That's it. It's the Holy Trinity right there.
So you were. We actually wanted to talk about this earlier, but we just rambled. You were talking earlier about how you're. Well, you said depressed, but whatever. But like down in the dumps because of you're going through the Christmas deadline thing.
Yeah, well, pretty much what it is. And anyone that struggles with this, sandwich thing that I've been dealing with knows that your emotions flip-flop all over the place. It's not really a PMS thing. It's just that, your serotonin's so drained that especially around the holidays, being with the loss of my mother and things like that, you enter a little bit of a depressive stage where things make you sad. Some things make you sad that normally even wouldn't. So you just enter kind of a little bit of a funk, if you will.
Right.
And you get a little upset even when maybe you shouldn't be.
Right.
But, today was one of those days for me where I got a little upset. But that's all. The deadline's going well. I have,
So you think? Well, don't dismiss it so quickly. But you think so? That's just kind of with the territory is as you're going through this situation where you're trying to wean yourself off certain things.
Absolutely,
it totally plays with your emotions.
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah, I remember one time I got clean and I cried at the end of King Ralph. He gave a speech about something corny, and I cried. I cried like a bitch, a baby. Fucking that John Goodman, he touched me right in the center of my heart.
Man, that just fucking hit me in the stomach so fucking hard. I'm sorry. I'm not even trying to fucking...
If I watch that Holy Trinity, watch King Ralph, and you watch that speech at the end.
I don't think I've ever saw King Ralph, and I love John Goodman.
At least, YouTube the ending speech.
Okay. No, I'll watch the whole thing.
Oh, it's a tearjerker, my friend.
Do I have to be withdrawing from a heavy drug in order to enjoy it?
I don't know. I never watched it without. But
that's your withdrawal movie?
Oh, I haven't seen it more than once. I just seen it that one time while I was withdrawing, and man, I cried like a baby.
Like you're at the, I was picturing like you're at the hospital and they got IVs in you and shit, and they're whatever, and they're like, "Do you need anything?" And you're like, "You got anything?"
I was white knuckling it that time, baby.
Yeah,
it was rough. And King Ralph got me.
So it gets you emotional, I guess.
Yeah.
And I was saying to you before we started the show, we were talking about it because I was, on the show, I act impartial. You know what I mean? Like I don't try to inflict any of my opinions or anything.
Right.
Because I want it to be an open conversation. But outside of the show, now that me and you have kind of started hanging out and become friends again, I do kind of give you more of like a concerned friend kind of thing.
Of course.
And before the show, I was acting the concerned friend, and and you were saying, I was asking you like how everything's going, and you were saying that your anxiety is like sky high, and then I was saying that I kind of relate to that because, and I know that I can't fully relate, but whenever I have like a super bad hangover, if I drink for a while, like a long time, or I drink a lot of hard alcohol, and the next day I have a super bad hangover, I know my anxiety is like through the roof.
Oh yeah. And
I can only imagine that what you're going through is like 100 times.
Yeah,
that.
You can't get comfortable.
Right.
It's impossible.
You can't get comfortable in your own skin, right?
Absolutely not.
Right.
Sleeping is just, you can forget about sleeping.
You're just up all night.
You're up all night. You're exhausted all the time, and you just can't get comfortable. You can't sleep.
Right.
You're constantly moving. You're punching pillows. It's just a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
No, I mean it's good to talk about that because I think there's a lot of people out there that are in that situation, or maybe will be in that situation, or have been in that situation. To some degree.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
and Suboxone and no Suboxone, no matter what, anything you could take to suppress that feeling, you're gonna pay the piper. There's no way around it. You're going to withdraw.
It's something you have to go through in order to set the record straight.
You have to. And like I learned the right way to take Suboxone, to where weaning down does, it helps, no doubt about it. But you take that Suboxone long enough to wean off your drug, then you got to wean and withdraw from the Suboxone.
Right. Sooner or later, you're going to have to. Like, I know somebody. Oh, I should say I used to know, but I believe the situation is the same. And the whole time that I knew him for a long time, he was a recovering heroin addict, and he was on Suboxone. And
right.
a
lot of people stay on that for life.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The whole time I knew it, that's what he was doing. Like he was a normal guy. He had a good job. Was getting married, owned a home, and everything like that.
Oh, Suboxone's great. It gives you energy. It makes you feel like your best self. But my whole thing is, I don't want to depend on any drug to make me feel normal. I want to be the original me.
I get it.
You know,
the OG RTG.
Exactly.
Right. Well, and that's what I was asking because I was wondering because I don't know anything about it, but you know, and I know more about it now from talking to you about all this and going through all this with you. But I just thought Suboxone was like some wonder drug, like sweet, you just give this to people, and then because I remember a few years ago,
I wish, man, whoever
I was like
invents
screaming
that
at
drug-
you, get on Suboxone, it's working for blah blah blah.
Man, it's the same thing. It's you're replacing one drug for another,
Right?
You know, because there's a lot of people that stay on Suboxone for life, but you know what? Who knows the long term effects of Suboxone? I could take that for 5 years and grow a dick out my forehead for all I know. You know,
Yeah,
you see those commercials. You might bleed internally. You might, you know, your hair's gonna fall out. You know,
Right.
It's called, you know, they have when you go to rehab, they have different maintenance plans on. You could be on Suboxone for this many days, that many days, or you could be on the maintenance plan where you get a script leaving rehab and you're on that shit forever.
Right.
You know, and what I usually do, what my preference is the 11-day Suboxone plan, where you start with 2 Suboxone and you end up with 0 within 11 days.
Okay.
As they, you know, it comes in, they used to have pills, now it comes in films that you put under your tongue, like a Listerine strip.
Okay.
And you just slice that thing up until you're taking barely a sliver. And
then hopefully the plan is at the end of that 11 days you have weaned off of all chemical dependencies.
And it's supposed to be not as bad as if you just quit.
Right.
But it is.
Yeah. Right.
So all you're doing is prolonging it. It does make it a little bit easier.
Right.
You know, because what you're doing is you're spending more days not doing drugs.
Right.
So you get used to that lifestyle.
Right.
But when you stop your Suboxone, you're gonna feel like shit. You know.
So what you're saying is sooner or later,
you pay in the piper.
You're gonna have
baby.
to strap yourself down, Mr. Robot style, and just fucking ride this thing out.
Yeah, you're paying the piper.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, I used to think that weed and drink didn't help. I used to think it made it worse. But it's been helping for me. So
see, again, I'm just speculating because I haven't been through it. But I could see how weed might help. But I don't see how alcohol could be any positive thing because you're just poisoning yourself further with alcohol.
It's true. Well, the thing is, alcohol is a depressant,
right?
And so is an.
So that's
opiate.
got to just make things worse.
So you're replacing a depressant for a depressant,
right?
The thing with alcohol is that there is a hangover, and what a hangover does is it dehydrates you,
right?
And when you're dehydrated, going through a withdrawal, it intensifies your withdrawal.
That's what I'm saying. That's
so
why
you have to keep drinking. You either keep drinking. Or you find a way to drink and stay hydrated to where your withdrawals are fine in the morning. Or there's so many different ways.
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
Things work different depending on the person.
Right.
But like I said, either way, you're paying that pipe.
Yeah, right. I was just saying that I don't think that alcohol would be a good way to go. I could see how
that's not my choice.
Marijuana is used for so many different ailments, and a lot of the ailments that it's used for is to ease the pain of terminally ill people and stuff like that. So I can understand why a smart use of weed might help you like kind of off the cliff a little bit, all that stuff.
My problem with the pot was that every once in a while, smoking pot does intensify anxiety,
right?
And withdrawals intensifies anxiety. So if I get that double anxiety, that makes me want to lop my left arm off.
Again, I don't know from the withdrawal point of view.
Yeah, I don't wish it on my worst enemy.
But I was saying again what I was saying before the show. We were talking about this, and I said to you that's my thing. Like I can't. If I'm hungover, being hungover really gives me. That's the only time that my anxiety problems resurface is when I'm really hungover, and I can't smoke weed during that time.
Right.
You would think that if you smoked weed, it would relax you, but it doesn't. It makes your heart beat faster. It makes your anxiety kick further.
Yes.
It makes your brain work, like in the wrong way.
And it's funny because when I started my harder drugs and it became my drug of choice, and marijuana took a back seat, and there was times where I didn't smoke pot for months, and I would smoke pot, I say to myself, there's no stronger drug in this world than pot.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't harm your body like any other drug, but when you're talking visual, mental effects,
right,
pot is the most intense. It almost makes me feel that if I haven't smoked pot in a while and I smoke, it's the closest to tripping on acid as you could get.
Yeah,
it is some crazy shit.
Well, I know there's been times.
And I'm sorry, Dev, but when you're high on pot and you try and get high on your drug of choice, you can't.
Really?
You can't because you're so high off the pot, you don't feel anything else.
Well, yeah, and the thing is that the weed that's out now.
Huh.
Yeah, like when we were children experimenting
that
with weed.
backyard boogie.
Yeah, it was just like brown with like sticks and fucking and seeds in it and shit. And like you would smoke it and you would get high for like 20 minutes and then be really burnt out.
Yeah, and then
this
you
weed
eat everything in the world.
The weed that's out there now, like you take one hit off of it and you're fucking in another stratosphere.
Yeah, seriously.
And I don't know. The kids that are growing up smoking that weed now, like the kids that are teens now smoking that weed. I mean, God bless you, man. Because if that was the weed that we were smoking when we were kids, holy shit.
Oh man, and maybe one day I'll get into it about one time when I smoked that fake weed, because I know a lot of
that salvia or whatever.
No, I never did salvia.
Yeah.
Never did salvia. I'm afraid to do salvia. I heard it was intense, but I'll never touch that stuff.
Right.
But there's that fake stuff that you used to be able to buy at a smoke shop.
Yeah,
it
the
was
synthetic
called
shit.
Spice. And it was like
yeah.
smoking potpourri.
Right.
But one day I'll tell you a story about this one brand that I smoked that I was dared to smoke it. I was told, it was the craziest ever. And, I've smoked it before and said, this isn't going to be a problem. And I smoked it. And that's a story for itself.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll talk about that on the next show. Because now
we'll get into the fake pot. And we'll get into my experience at Billy's next to Yankee Stadium.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the listeners at home are...
It's going to be a mixed bag, but we're going to have a lot to get into.
I doubt a lot of people at home are going to even sleep until they're just going to fucking...
I know.
It's going to be like Christmas night
They're
all the way until Friday.
They're going to make links.
Thank you for listening to the Awkward High Five podcast. If you have not gone on iTunes and left a review yet, please do so.
Leave that review.
Thank you for everybody that has so far. But we're trying to get up to 100 written reviews so we could throw this party.
Let's have this party.
Have RTG drink his goldfish.
Yep, I'll get wheeled out like Hannibal Lecter.
And
Devil have the Barry Howard shirt on.
Yes, I will. and follow us on Twitter, awkward HI 5. I want to get everybody on Twitter so that we could fucking start conversations and have a bigger thing. And I say it every episode, and I will continue to say it every episode because I have to. So, and if you do leave a review, send me your email. I'll send you stickers. I sent out another batch of stickers today to a whole bunch of people. So if you're one of the people that have emailed me your address, your stickers are on the way. And thank you for all your support.
And all you ladies out there, go buy those fake freckles.
Yeah, yes.
My man Dev's on the market, and he's coming for you.
All right, we'll see you on Friday.
Bye.
Get more payless, wanna smoke you up. Hitting my best in my love. Surrounded by seeds, I'm lost in the trees. My thirst and hunger seem to increase. The music we made is one to be loved. Every time I dream, I end up above. Hey lover, where did you go? We first met a long time.
Thanks for listening to the Awkward High Five podcast. For more episodes, visit awkwardhigh5.com.